Hello everyone. So here I'm sharing some of the questions that have crossed to my mind. So these questions have baffled me for long. I think these questions might have crossed your minds too. So the first question is, what is the purpose of education and why do we study? And the second question is, what is true knowledge? And is there any difference between knowledge and literacy? There are many answers to our first question. In formal education system, we study to acquire knowledge and skills to live a better life. And we also learn about the surroundings and things around us so that we can apply our knowledge and skills to progress even further. In a sum, through formal education, we learn about what other people have already known or already learned or already done. In the primary and secondary level of education, in schools, we learn to communicate with other people through learning, through reading, writing, and speaking. But in the higher education system, in the universities, the aim of higher education is something quite different. This is not a mere communication. This is about seeking knowledge. So, in a sum, higher education system promotes us to keep learning, to keep seeking true knowledge. It's like what Martin Luther King said. If the purpose of primary education is to build your character by teaching you about the societal and civic values, then the aim of higher education would be to equip you better to think intensively and to think critically. Hence, in higher education institutions like in universities, we learn to systematically gather and collect information and to analyze those information to find or to draw a sharp conclusion. So, in universities, through all the assignments, through all the term papers, through all the presentations and the dissertations we are given, we are taught how to find a specific conclusion in a systematic way by analyzing proper information in a systematic way. Now, as you know the purpose of education, and if you are a university graduate, now you can start thinking critically then how effective our universities are to help us thinking intensively or critically, or are they not effective enough? Moving on to the second question. Is knowledge something different from literacy? And what is true knowledge? Well, literacy is something that can be taught. Systematic teaching of skills and communications like reading, writing, and speaking, all this communication, and systematic teaching of some information to you is part of literacy. But knowledge here, my friend, is something quite different. Knowledge cannot be taught. Rather, knowledge can be sought only. So you can seek knowledge through an inquisitive and open mind and a creative mind. Through literacy, we learn about what other people have already learned and known. But through knowledge, we gain new insights, new perspective on existing information or existing knowledge. We may discover some new ideas by seeking the truth, by seeking the true knowledge. Plato said, knowledge is justified truth. So, to seek knowledge is to seek truth, which is only justified through logic and reasons. Knowledge here, my friend, is about the ability to distinguish between right and wrong, and also knowing the reasons why the right is right and the why wrong is wrong. Here I'm going to tell you an interesting story. A story that traces thousands of years back to Greek civilization. The story is about Socrates. Socrates was called the philosopher king as he is believed to establish the philosophic practice at the first time of the civilization. He was the teacher of another great philosopher called Plato. Now back to the story. Seraphin was Socrates' friend. So Seraphin once went to Oracle to ask who is the wisest man in the world. So here, for your information, Oracle is kind of a fortune teller who counsels or talks about wise decisions about the society. So Socrates' friend Seraphin went to Oracle and asked about the wisest man in the society, wisest men who are living among them. So the Oracle told about Socrates. When Socrates' friend came back to him and said that the Oracle said that Socrates himself was the greatest or wisest person in the society, Socrates didn't believe that. He rejected the idea because he didn't believe in fortune telling. He didn't believe anything which cannot be justified through logic and reason. In order to prove Oracle's statement false, Socrates began a lifelong quest to find someone wiser than himself. Think yourself in his position, in Socrates' position. If you're chosen to find out the wisest person or the wiser person than yourself, what will you do? What questions would you ask? Will you go through an MCQ? Or will you take a written test to find out the wiser man than yourself? This is very tricky, my friend. I know this is not too easy. So let's see what Socrates did. The quest to find a wiser man than himself led him to interrogate all the people who are considered to be knowledgeable in the society, including the politicians, the poets, the craftsmen, and many other people. So in his conversation, he didn't ask about scientific phenomena. He didn't ask how much information or how much they know. Rather, Socrates asked those people some moral and philosophical questions, some political questions. Questions like how the state should be governed, what form of government should we have, like whether it should be democracy or it should be tyranny. So these were the questions, like who should be more respected in the society, the philosophers or the merchants. So these are the philosophical, moral and political questions Socrates asked to see how knowledgeable these people are, how wise these people are. So here from Socrates' story, we get to know one thing for sure, that knowing a lot of information doesn't make you wise or knowledgeable. It's rather your ability of reasoning that makes you wise, the reasoning to differentiate between right and wrong. There is a difference between a mere opinion and knowledge. An opinion or belief turns into knowledge only when it is justified through logic and reasoning. So only way to seek knowledge is to keep questioning, unless you can justify it. Because what we see in the surface may not be the truth. If you stop questioning and taking things for granted, then you are not seeking the truth, and you're not seeking the knowledge either. So keep questioning about yourself, about the society, about the state, and about every other superstructure we have around ourselves. And this way, and only this way, we can find true knowledge. I know we might not find all the answers for all these questions. I haven't found all the answers, and you might not find it too. And maybe we are slow in thinking. Maybe we're progressing very slowly in terms of thinking. But remember what Plato said. Plato said, never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow it is. So, what I believe is that thinking is learning, and learning is living. As Albert Einstein said, once you stop learning, you start dying. The true knowledge starts with you. Your creative mind, inquisitiveness, and argumentative thinking. True knowledge is the key to learning and living. So keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep searching for the true knowledge. This is here Imran, and best of luck to your quest to true knowledge. Thank you.